Yogi. Today, Tuesday, Yoga Tips with Aphinya is going to be all about Mashikanangasana pose. The version 1 is what I am going to get into it because that's the version that I can do it. The others, I'm still in the journey of master them. But that is the beauty of practice. I will get into that later. However, let me show you what Dragonfly version 1 look like. All right, something like that. As you can see, I take I take my time to get into the pose because I am not that flexible in the muscle. I am actually have such a definition in the muscle, which translates to uh, firmness, and that means it will require a lot of stretching and opening in the muscle for me before I can get into dragonfly pose. Any balancing poses, we need upper body strength, which I don't really want to get into that because if you don't have them, it's no way that we can be on our own arms and carry our own weight. So upper body strength, it should make sense, like the wrist, the arm, the upper chest, like these muscles, it has to be ready to carry your weight without you feeling fatigued. And I understand for us that are weak, and I have to tell you, I was one of them in the past, and when I look at people that can do arm balance so effortlessly, I said to myself, what the heck was that? Because every time when I put my weight on my own wrist and my own hand, I feel like dying, like I'm sweat like pig, and I was willing to fall on to my own face all the times, and it didn't click until more and more of my practice that I put in allow this body to become stronger and carry my own weight start to feel comfortable. I think the most valuable of the journey to do arm balancing poses is the quality of patience, discipline, forgiveness, and the gratitude that we have taught ourselves through that long journey before we get into the arm balancing poses that we enjoy to do. I think those quality and those character are so useful, and I can say now that every time when I am in a challenge situation, this character that I gain from being patient with myself, forgive myself that I don't show up the way I want it to be patient, be disciplined. It helped me dealing with the situation with calmness and be aware and be mindful with it. So I would love you to stay encouraged through your practice because it takes time, but it's worth every time when you're on your mat and you build your upper body strength. Okay, now upper body strength is not the only thing that will make our balance feel manageable or feel accessible or feel wow, you feel light. And it depends on which arm balancing poses that you're doing. Since today we are doing dragonfly pose, I believe what we need in the openness of our body is our hip rotator, our adductor muscles, our back muscles, that they have to allow us to get deep enough in order to get into the pose with feeling manageable. Okay, I have to think sometimes when I speak English. Well, that is a good practice for me. Well, I'm gonna get into the pose a little bit slower and say to you those things that I believe that we need to be in a place of that, like the greatest openness of the way that the muscle design in order to get into the pose. Well, I love to get into this pose standing because the gravity, it helped me to get into the pose easier, and I will show what it means. However, when you stand, your balance has to be on point, so your core has to supporting you so you're not wobbling. If that is the case, then standing up will not be for you. I'm gonna do the other side. So let's say I'm gonna get into my left side, so I use my left angle, put it above my right knee, and I'm getting to this figure 4 poses. Right here, it will tell you that if dragonfly pose will be yet that you can get into it. So how do you know? So when you sit down in figure 4, or this is a pigeon pose, standing up, and you can see the setup, it just be on top of the other legs. So the shin part of the leg, it has to be able to be parallel to your chest. Okay? And you can sit deeper and deeper. This is one of it. If this is not parallel and your hip rotators are tight, and when you put it on it and your knee is higher than your ankle, it's an indicator that you need to work more on your hip rotator. Okay, so that's one. And now here, that depth that you have to be able to get your chest really low into that leg is also important. Right, and that hip rotator had to be great enough. Now then, these arms, I'm starting to feel tired because I'm standing on one leg for so long. Has to be able to go on the sides of the leg. Right, you can see. Now please allow me to change leg because I'm tired. So hip rotator opening. Then right here, when you can see what am I doing is a twisting. So the back muscle has to be open and be flexible. And right here, I keep digging my arms lower and lower to the floor, which means this foot will start to climb up my upper arm and higher up, as high as I can take it to my shoulders. Okay, and that is require a lot of twisting. So your back muscles are in that needs of a lot of flexibility and opening in order for you to be able to twist deep and dig deep into the floor. So that is number 2. Right? Many times when your hands and your foot are touching, it's really a good time that you can use their strength to work on one another to help you to kind of engage the muscle, and you relax and see, can you dig deeper here? Push it in, resist with your feet, draw your core in and out, and you like contract the muscle in your back and then you release. And see, can you walk your arms lower, which means your foot will walk up, your upper arms higher. Then everything feel increasing, my hip opening feel increasing, my back muscle feel intensely like stretching. I want to come out from that first, which means for us who are still tight, when you go into that extreme stretch, you will not be able to stay there that long, and you just have to come out from it. And you can actually just do that position over and over and over again until you feel like everything is comfortable. Then you will start to transition your weight onto your arms. Yeah? Alright. Once again. Sit down. Look at the shin. It has to be parallel. Like, you have to be able to go deep, and then you have to be able to dig deep. And twist sideways. Foot has to be able to go up as high as your upper arm as possible. Okay, that is my maximum for this side. So when I have that, I plant my left hand to the floor, and I keep pushing my foot into my upper arm, and I resist that to keep it intact. And then I put the other hand on the floor, set it up for the arm balance. And when I transitioning my weight like this, I actually get a deeper twist and also deeper hip opening as well. So when I have my position, I start to push the floor, extend my chest forward, and bend my elbow really deep to create a good foundation for that left foot to rest on it. And then I start to bend again and start to lift, because when I bend enough, then the bottom leg will be able to lift off the floor very easily. And I come out from it. It's actually really tired, but it's also fun and empowering at the same time. If your hips are not opening enough, if you're not too stiff enough, and you don't let your foot climb up the upper arm enough, excuse me, when your foot is still really close to your elbow, the tendency is that foot will slide off your elbow very easily. And that's also mean that you are not like in the round position enough, and your core doesn't get tucked in and feel strong enough. And I want you to pay attention to understand what I say. Like when your foot walk up the upper arm, which means you actually create a greater stretch in the back, you really feel more and more so your core is getting sucked in, and that is also another important piece for this pose. I want to show you, if I don't dig deep enough, what's going to happen. So let's see. You can hear my foot is really close to my elbow. I'm going down and bending it, and I'm trying to like get the chest forward, bend, and try to lift this leg. Maybe this foot will slide off. You can see it may not happening. If you really use your core to draw in and you feel like your upper body is lifting, you might not slide off your own arms, but the chance is you can slide it off easier if your foot is there instead of up here. I think I give enough of what I have and I can think of right in this moment. So hopefully the tips that I share will help some of you that happen to enjoy to do Dragonfly version 1 to get into the pose easier Or we encourage you to work on opening your hip rotator, pigeon pose, baby cradle in so many variation, or your twisting poses are helpful. So you pay a lot of time to get your body ready in other poses before you come into this dragonfly pose. So Tuesday with Aphinya for this video, this is it. We meet again next time. Yogi, Namaste.